Hey there, Gemini. This is a general reading for the week of April 4th through April 10th, 2022. You're going to be looking at messages from your higher self, as well as messages from your future self, and messages of inspiration from the universe. And then we'll go ahead and pull some tarot cards to get some specifics. So what we have here in terms of messages from your higher self, you have heart, home, compassion. So here, let's see that home a little bit better, maybe. So here is a card about really recognizing when you need like a hug, where you need to have compassion for yourself and maybe for others. In terms of messages from your future self, you have stag, trust, and thrive. So this is kind of you standing in your power by trusting yourself and the universe. And the message from the universe says, Babbitt blood roots. Everything that's ever happened formed the incredible being you are. So for those of you that need a hug because things haven't been so great lately, seems like there is a message of kind of using life experiences as learning lessons. So let's get into it a little bit more here. In terms of this compassion card, we have the Hanging Being, which is the equivalent to the Hanged Man, the Hierophant, and Two of Wands. Okay, so with this heart, home, compassion, it is a sense of really needing some time out to yourself to just release, surrender if you've been struggling against things, just to let things go for a bit, look at it from a different perspective. With the Hierophant here, it is about, recognizing the larger scheme of things, which in your, time of surrender, you might be tapping into that. It's also really taking a moment to not go against, the tradition, the rules. If things have been have worked in the past, really not necessarily going against that. But you also have this Two of Wands, which kind of indicates you have been trying to get out of a comfort zone. So let's see here. We'll clarify those a little later, but right now let's look at the Trust and Thrive card here and see how that kind of plays in to things. So you have the Page of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the King of Swords. A lot of swords there. So here, obviously, with the Ten of Swords, that's not the best card to get. Indicates that someone has hit rock bottom, but there is a new dawn ahead, new day. With the Page of Swords, it's almost as if this individual here, which is probably you, Gemini, you're just, curious, trying to get more information, but here it seems possible that the way you went about things didn't really turn out that well. And with the King of Swords, this is kind of just saying, take some time to make, recognize all the facts, all the players involved, making a reasonable decision using logic, also combined with some compassion. So we'll clarify that as well. So it's almost as if there was more, the trusting that took place was not someone maybe trusted the wrong person. But you have to get back to that place of being able to rely on facts and reason. But we'll clarify that. So let's look at this. Everything that's ever happened formed who you are. You have the Magician, Six of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. So with the Magician here, this is an individual who is confident, who has talent, skills, they have the resources they need to manifest what they want into reality. And in order to do that, they have to be able to communicate what it is they want to themselves and to others, and to the universe. And in a sense, this person that you are got to that position of knowing what you want and having those skills because of having situations that you had to overcome and move past, possibly when you were younger, and that probably created a spark of adventure in you, curiosity, and going outside of your comfort zone. So let's see here. I'm gonna clarify with these cards. So it seems like in this compassion area, there's some life lessons that you're still learning about waiting and doing things a traditional way, and kind of knowing when to pursue a different path. So let's look at this Two of Wands here. You have the Four of Wands. So it's a sense of, it is a sense of home. It is a sense of freedom as well. So to some degree, for some of you, it seems like maybe you are gearing up to leave something, gearing up to leave a job, an institution in terms of maybe like school. Let's take a look at the Hierophant here. You know, the Three of Cups, which is about celebrating friendships, relationships, but here it's almost as if there might be a, what's the word? You're almost wanting to walk away or do something different because you've maybe relied on others too much. So let's take a look at the Hanging Being or the Hangman. You have the Knight of Cups. So these are all really good cards, objectively. And so it does seem like this is really just taking some time and being okay with yourself for planning something else, for leaving to do something different on your own. But for now, I would just say it is, at least for the beginning of the week or the week of April 4th, just to recognize the people around you, and just surrender and be where you are, like be in the present, and kind of show some love to yourself and to others that have helped you to get to where you are, or in life, and where you want to go. So let's look at the Trust and Thrive, this card here from your future self. Let's look at what the Ten of Swords is about. That's drawing my attention. You have the Eight of Wands. So it's almost as if you did something like too much too soon, almost. Let's look at the Page of Swords. Yeah, the King of Swords. So let's look at the King of Swords. It's almost as you try to grow up too fast, even. And also that this downtime won't last for long. This Ten of Swords, it is a minor arcana card. It's at the end of the cycle, and it's not going to last long. And for King of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles, which is about security of self. So it's almost as if you tried to do too much too soon, grow up too fast, and really it's almost as if it's kind of showing you when you actually become that King of Swords, or in that energy of the King of Swords, definitely you want to make sure that you're secure, but you also want to trust that you are, and that will allow you to start focusing on like others around you, and having some compassion for them and the decisions that you make, understanding how that's going to affect them. So that maybe there's some decisions that you made that actually hurt other people, maybe unintentionally, but really maybe you leaving or moving on, you finding success is means that you are no longer in some people's world. I know what that's like. You know, you go to work, you see people, they kind of you're a routine in their life, and then you kind of move on, and that routine for them is gone, and you really don't recognize how much you meant to that person at the time. So let's take a look at this. Everything that's ever happened formed the incredible being you are. So let's look at the Six of Swords in this. You have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups really is about seeing the world through the eyes of a child. And in this Six of Swords card here, you can see the child at the front of the boat. That child is usually in a situation, if you are a child in a situation where you're moving, you probably don't really know what to expect. And for those who looked at it as an adventure, then definitely that's kind of been tapped into, and you're really, anxious to see what's next. You have a couple of pages here. So for some of you, it might be that it's like inner child stuff this week is going to be bringing up for you. Some desires to really kind of move on, be your own person. So let's see what this Knight of Wands is about. You have Ten of Cups. So it's as if you want to find your own happiness, build your own community, but in the process, like leaving one as well. And let's look at the Magician. You have the Ace of Cups. So you really have this desire, this passion, this, want to co-create with universe, source, spirit, whatever it is, and kind of are really excited about what you can do. And it really just kind of seems that you're not doing anything wrong. This almost as it's like, hey, don't forget about the people that helped you along the way. That might be sad that you're kind of moving on, and concerned that they might be forgotten, and just a reminder that their support and love for you helped you to get you where you are and prepare you for amazing things to happen. I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of the week to get a more clearer view of things. Be sure to check out your readings for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, and we'll see you next time. Take care.